Reading.
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, I move that the New Zealand Productivity Commission Bill be now read a first time. Mr Speaker, this legislation is another step in the Government's active program to lift New Zealand's economic performance in both the public and the private sector. In the long run, productivity is the biggest determinant of wages and living standards of the New Zealanders. At the appropriate time, I intend to move that the New Zealand Productivity Commission Bill be referred to the Commerce Committee and that the committee report finally to the House on or before 22nd of November 2010, and that the committee have authority to meet at any time while the House is sitting, except during oral questions, and during any evening on a day on which there has been a sitting of the House, and on a Friday in a week in which there has been a sitting of the House despite Standing Orders 187 and 191B and C. The New Zealand Productivity Commission Bill is designed to establish a New Zealand Productivity Commission that will have a very broad mandate to investigate productivity-related matters to lift the overall well-being of New Zealanders. The Commission's role and functions are modelled closely on the Australian Productivity Commission, which has an impressive track record in providing high-quality public policy advice. The Productivity Commission will have three key functions on referral from responsible ministers. Firstly, it will conduct inquiries into productivity-related matters. Secondly, it will conduct one-off reviews of existing regulatory regimes and agencies, including their efficiency and effectiveness. And thirdly, it will undertake regulatory impact analysis of specific regulatory proposals. The terms of reference provided by responsible ministers will provide the details of work to be undertaken and will be made publicly available. These terms of reference will cover the scope of the inquiry, the due date of the Commission's final report, and consultation requirements. On this last point, Mr Speaker, there will be a general expectation that the Commission will consult widely with stakeholders. Productivity has a broad definition and includes any productivity-related matters in the whole economy in both the private and public sectors. This will enable the Commission to investigate a range greater than its Australian counterpart. To give a few examples, the Commission would be able to investigate issues as diverse as disability care and support or the contribution of the not-for-profit sector, in the same way that the Australian Productivity Commission has looked into these topics. In addition to its inquiry functions, the Productivity Commission will be able to, on its own initiative, undertake and publish research about productivity matters to develop its own knowledge and to assist its operations. It will also be able to promote public understanding of productivity-related matters. The New Zealand Productivity Commission will be able to undertake joint inquiries and research with overseas agencies such as its Australian counterpart. It makes sense for the two commissions to cooperate, given the Government's strong commitment to a single economic market between New Zealand and Australia. We also expect strong informal links to develop between the two commissions. The Commission will be an independent Crown entity similar to the Law Commission and the Commerce Commission to allow important policy issues to be examined at arm's length from the government of the day. It will have 3 to 4 part-time commissioners and is expected to have approximately 21 full-time staff to support them. To give effect to its independence, the Commission will be able to determine its own procedures for its statutory functions and have access to statistical information as like other government departments under the Statistics Act. To ensure transparency, the Commission's work program will be publicly available and the Commission reports must be tabled in the House of Representatives as soon as practicable after they are received by the responsible minister. Once fully operational, the Commission will have an annual budget of approximately $5 million by 2012-13. No additional Crown funding will be needed to fund the Commission, as funding will be sourced from existing budgets of 29 government agencies. Mr Speaker, the establishment of the Productivity Commission is a concrete step that the Government can take to help lift the living standards of New Zealanders. In introducing this bill, I want to acknowledge the contribution of my ministerial colleague, the Honourable Rodney Hyde, and his particular focus on this issue. I can also acknowledge the contribution of the Labour opposition, in particular Leanne Dalzell, who in her capacity as a minister in the previous government did actually quite a bit of hard work in respect of improving a regulatory reform process. And we would see this Productivity Commission as one additional tool available in the service of government policy, public policy, to help to lift the level of debate around what are increasingly complex issues. The days when it was possible for politicians to say that the answer was always to deregulate over, and many of the regulatory issues that are dealt with now as they impinge on productivity are quite complex. So this bill is intended to create this commission is intended to create a higher level of debate in an institution that is arm's length from the daily political hurly-burly of government. And in that respect, Mr Speaker, I commend the New Zealand Productivity Commission Bill to the House.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Honourable Leanne Dalziel.